So this is my demo for my project. I chose Pilates, and what I'm going to be showing you today is basically um, some basics of Pilates that are going to really help create an awareness of your body, and that's something that's really important in Pilates, is being aware of your bodily movements, your control, your flexibility, that sort of thing. And so Pilates is not really something that's going to make you work up a huge sweat or you're going to be exhausted after you do it. Not at first, at least. It gets harder as you progress, obviously, but starting out, it's really important that the exercises that you do are your main goal is to improve your posture and your control and your form. That way, when you do harder exercises in the future, if you choose to continue with Pilates, that you are doing them correctly. And in order to do them correctly, you have to properly understand the basics. So I'm going to go over some basic positions and exercises. The first one that I'm going to do is the pelvic rock, and I'm going to lay down on the yoga mat and show you guys. So a big part of Pilates is core related, and the importance of core strength in Pilates is a really big deal. So I am going to show you the pelvic rock, and the purpose of the pelvic rock is to create an awareness of your spine. So as you lay on the mat, you will hopefully relax into the mat and allow the natural parts of your back to touch the mat. And by this I mean you are in a relaxed seated position. Your pelvis is flat to the floor. Like we watched in the video in class, your triangle is parallel to the ground. That's how you know your posture is correct. And so the pelvic rock, you are going to sink into the mat as far as you will go and slowly raise up. So this is creating an awareness of your pelvis. And all of these movements are very slow and very controlled. And so as you're tightening your core, you should be able to feel it. And so that's the pelvic rock. And that is something that will be done like 4 to 6 times in an exercise. And the next step, a lot of these exercises are on your back with your knees up, and that's like a very common neutral position in Pilates. So the next part is the pelvic clock, and it's a lot like the first exercise, except you are going to turn from side to side. And it's also a very controlled movement, and you're maintaining contact with the floor with at least one side of your back as you shift. So you're going from right, spine contact, and then left. It's very controlled and very slow, and it's something that you probably do 4 to 6 times. The next exercise is the bridge. And so you're in your neutral position again with your hands flat, your feet flat on the ground, and your knees in a relaxed position. And the bridge looks like this. And you want to make sure that your body is flat and streamlined. That is important. And so that's something that could be done 6 to 8 times is really good for your core. And it's something that requires more strength than like the pelvic rock and the pelvic clock. The next exercise that we'll do are knee sways. And so you'll want to raise your feet up off the ground a little bit. You're going to remain contact. You're going to keep contact with the ground, but you are going to not put too much weight. And so this is a very controlled movement. You're going from side to side, and you're not really relaxing into the ground. So you're remaining tense in your core the whole time. So it's very slow, very controlled. And then we will do the single leg floating exercise. And so you're in the same position, and you're just going to gradually raise your leg up until it's in a 90-degree angle. And you're going to very controlled, in a controlled manner, set it back down. And you want to maintain your posture with this exercise. And your core should be flexed. The next exercise is the leg slides, and these we'll do leg slides, and then we'll do rib cage arms, and then we'll combine the exercise to create a stronger, a tougher workout. So we'll start out with the leg slides, and we're in the same position, and we're going to, it's kind of like 6 inches, but you're very slowly and controlled going to straighten out your legs and then raise them back up. And this doesn't look hard, but you can feel it in your core as you do it. And then the arm slides are in this position, and you're going to, or the rib cage arms, and you're going to gradually flow your arms up and very slowly slip them back down. And then to combine the two exercises, it will look something like this. And that will be done probably 6 times. And then to incorporate some of the flexibility aspects of Pilates, we'll do the hamstring stretch. And the book that I use suggests using something to hold your leg. A common mistake when people do a hamstring stretch is they'll hold onto their leg while they stretch it up. And that's not great for your posture and maintaining posture. So I will show you how to do it I'm using a towel. You can use like a belt or a resistance band, anything like that. I would recommend doubling up the resistance band though, so you're not having too much stretch. So you'll lay down in this position. You will put it right below your knee and slowly stretch up. And this I can feel so much more than if I were to be holding my leg and pulling. And it's much more controlled. And so you'll switch legs to the other leg and stretch. And so those are all the exercises we're going to do in class. We'll probably do a couple rounds of them. I might add in a couple more things depending on what I decide to do. But that is the demo of what we'll be doing tomorrow.